NEXORIS documentary, The Deepest Hole Ever, dug the truth behind the Kola Superdeep Borehole. Part 1, 00 to 0320. Deep beneath the frozen wilderness of northern Russia lies one of humanity's greatest engineering achievements. From above, it doesn't look extraordinary, just an abandoned industrial site surrounded by snow and silence. A rusted metal cap sits in the middle of the Arctic landscape, hiding a secret that reaches farther into our planet than any human has ever gone before. Beneath that small metal cover is the deepest hole ever drilled in the history of mankind. Deeper than any mine, deeper than any tunnel, a place where no human has ever stood. For decades, people have connected this mysterious location with terrifying legends. Some believe scientists accidentally discovered the entrance to hell. Others claimed strange screams echoed from the darkness below. Millions listened to mysterious recordings said to come from the bottom of the hole. But how much of that story is actually true, and what really happened beneath the frozen ground of northern Russia? To answer that question, we have to go back to the year 1970. The Cold War was at its peak. The Soviet Union and the United States were competing in almost every field imaginable. Space exploration, military technology, scientific discovery. Both nations wanted to prove they could achieve what no one else could. While America looked toward the moon, the Soviet Union looked in the opposite direction, straight down. Their mission was unlike anything ever attempted before. They weren't searching for oil. They weren't searching for natural gas. They weren't searching for gold. Their goal was far more ambitious. They wanted to explore the Earth's crust itself, to understand how our planet was built from the inside. The project was called the Kola Superdeep Borehole. Construction began on the remote Kola Peninsula, far beyond the Arctic Circle. It was one of the harshest environments on Earth. Long winters, violent snowstorms, temperatures dropping far below freezing. Yet every day, engineers and scientists continued drilling. At first, progress was surprisingly successful. New drilling technologies pushed deeper than anyone had imagined possible. Each passing month broke another world record. Every new meter revealed rocks that had remained untouched for billions of years. The deeper the drill travelled, the stranger the underground world became. Pressure increased beyond expectations. The surrounding rock became harder and more unstable. Even the strongest drilling equipment struggled to survive. Every additional meter demanded weeks of planning and engineering. Nothing about this project was easy. Then came the biggest surprise. Scientists originally estimated that temperatures at extreme depths would reach around 100 degrees Celsius. Reality turned out to be very different. As the drill descended farther into the Earth's crust, the temperature continued rising. Eventually, their instruments measured nearly 180 degrees Celsius, almost twice as hot as many experts had predicted. Steel began to weaken. Equipment failed more frequently. Machines designed to withstand enormous pressure started breaking apart. The deeper they drilled, the more the Earth resisted. But despite every obstacle, the Soviet team refused to stop because they believed that every additional meter could reveal something humanity had never seen before. As the drill continued its journey into the Earth's crust, the mission slowly transformed into something much greater than anyone had expected. Every new layer of rock revealed pieces of our planet's distant past. Scientists discovered ancient minerals that had remained hidden for billions of years. Some of the rocks brought back to the surface were nearly 3 billion years old. They were older than most life that has ever existed on Earth. Then came another remarkable discovery. Tiny traces of water were found trapped deep inside solid rock. For decades, many geologists believed water simply could not exist at such incredible depths. Yet, there it was, locked away beneath kilometers of stone, untouched for unimaginable lengths of time. The Kola Superdeep Borehole challenged scientific theories that had existed for generations. It reminded researchers that even after centuries of exploration, our own planet could still surprise us. But while scientists were celebrating these discoveries, the public became fascinated by something entirely different. Years after the drilling project had already gained worldwide attention, a mysterious story began spreading across newspapers, television programs, and eventually the internet. According to the rumour, engineers had lowered an extremely sensitive microphone deep into the borehole. When they played back the recording, they supposedly heard thousands of voices screaming in agony. Some newspapers claimed the sounds came from hell itself. The recording spread across the world. Millions of people listened to the audio. For many, it sounded terrifying. Religious groups discussed it. Television hosts repeated the story. Newspapers printed dramatic headlines. The legend became known as the Sounds of Hell. It was one of the most famous stories ever connected to the Kola Superdeep Borehole. But there was one major problem. There was never any verified scientific evidence that such a recording had ever existed. No official Soviet research team confirmed the story. No scientific paper mentioned mysterious screams. No original recording was ever authenticated. As researchers investigated the legend, they discovered something surprising. The famous audio circulating around the world had most likely been created years later and attached to the story without evidence. The terrifying screams that frightened millions of people had no confirmed connection to the drilling project itself. The legend continued growing because it was mysterious, it was dramatic, and people often remember extraordinary stories more easily than scientific facts. The real discoveries hidden beneath the Arctic were extraordinary enough on their own. Ancient rock formations, unexpected underground water, extreme temperatures, new geological evidence that changed how scientists viewed the Earth's crust. None of these discoveries needed supernatural explanations. Reality had already become fascinating. In many ways, the truth was even more incredible than the myth. In 1992, after more than 20 years of drilling, the project finally came to an end. Not because of mysterious voices, not because of terrifying legends, but because the Earth itself had become too hot. At a depth of 12,262 metres, temperatures reached nearly 180 degrees Celsius. The rock no longer behaved the way scientists had expected. Drilling became slower. The equipment struggled to survive. The cost continued to rise. Eventually, the project was abandoned. Today, the Kola Superdeep Borehole still exists, hidden beneath a simple metal cap in the frozen wilderness of northern Russia. Quiet, forgotten by many. Yet it remains the deepest hole humanity has ever drilled. 12 kilometers may sound unimaginably deep, but when compared to the Earth's radius of more than 6,300 kilometers, it is barely more than a scratch on the surface. We often imagine that humanity has explored every corner of our planet. The truth is, we've only just begun. Beneath our feet lies a world we still barely understand, a world shaped over billions of years, a world that continues to challenge everything we think we know. The Kola Superdeep Borehole didn't uncover the entrance to hell. It uncovered something far more valuable, a reminder that the greatest discoveries are rarely found in myths. They are found through curiosity, persistence, and the courage to keep digging deeper. Perhaps the greatest mystery isn't hidden beneath the earth at all. Perhaps it's how much of our own world still remains unexplored. This is NEXORIS, exploring the world's greatest mysteries.